All right, we're live.
We are live. Man, second show for today. Second show.
2 shows. Yep.
Yeah, and we got Mr. Joe Toller with us today. So I'm going to
We're stacked. We're stacked with freaking guys on this thing.
The three amigos.
We all need to be here with this guest after all.
So. Oh, yeah, for sure.
That is true. He is so special to us, and I know that Rick hates it when I call other people special. but he is such a icon and such a dear friend to the Comics Cast and to me personally that we're doing a special show just for him. So those of you who are in the interwebs, I'm so hoping that you can join us here. I'm just gonna throw the mic to Joe Toller here now because he's a man who only comes on every once in a while. This is a special occasion, so I'll let him do the mystery intro into who we're going to talk.
Well, I mean, before we bring him on, let's bring on his book and his Kickstarter. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Let's do that.
All right, so you guys, go ahead and run down the plethora of what this Kickstarter's got all going on.
This could take like literally half an hour to roll down the entire thing here. And those of you who don't, I'm not even going to say his name because we're gonna be saying his name quite a bit. If you don't know who this campaign belongs to.
And then you bring his face up.
Yeah, because also his name is right there on the right of the
yeah. So Gerald, it's rough. Anyway, so one of the things we wanted to do was bring up the Kickstarter, show what he's working on. This thing is a brutal, beautiful book. It's got an amazing array of talent on it. It's from what I'm tracking, there's 4 days left on it, so that's very important that we get this thing out. We talk, but the biggest thing is, this thing is professional level. It's top tier indie book elements to it, and it's got some of the best in the industry, specifically in the indie community right now. So, amazing talent, amazing leader. That's why I really wanted to talk to him. On air, we talk a lot. We do a lot of meetings and stuff where we've had a chance to talk. Huge amount of respect for me personally with this individual, and I'm just happy that he's on the show. The biggest thing is, guys, I want to do a plug for our YouTube. Make sure you guys, if you're watching, swing by our YouTube at some point. Give us a like, give us a follow. We've got stuff on there that is not on our Facebook page. We're still building the comicscast.com page up. We're still working on that. So the biggest thing that you're going to find us mostly on YouTube and on Facebook. So a lot of our big post-production shows will be on YouTube, and then our live shows will be on Facebook and YouTube. So if you like our live shows, you want to see some of our post-production stuff, go to YouTube to watch that. Anyway, back on to Tragedy. It's beautiful. I mean, and these pages keep coming in. These covers keep coming in. Philip's got amazing influence, amazing trust with the community, and that just doesn't happen overnight. So that's what I really want to make sure that we talk about is how and where he started. I think there's a chance where a lot of people have spoken with Philip specifically on his shows, plural, and then talked about his book. But I don't know how many of them spent the time to really understand where Phil comes from, and how he built the amount of trust he built with the community and how that came about. That doesn't happen overnight. You make enemies, you make friends. This is how this works, especially if you're a hard charger, you're trying to really make a change. You're passionate, and sometimes that passion will bleed through. Sometimes you'll make enemies with it. But I think at the end of the day, I've learned a lot from Phil, just watching how he handles the stress of pushing hard, and then seeing where he made this beautiful dream happen, So this is what we're going to talk with Phil about. Phil's dealing with another situation where he's a little beat up, a little backyard brawling, I guess. So we'll see how that, maybe there was some sort of community and maybe there was a fight for ice cream. I don't know what was going on, but
well, let's bring him in.
We're going to find out. We're going to find out.
We're going to find it out. So I'm going to do the drum roll. Let's get the man of the hour in here and... Whoa!
Hey!
All right, there he is. There's the man.
First of all, you're making me laugh. It hurts. You'd think I was royalty with the love I was getting from you guys. I appreciate it. Rick stayed quiet, though.
Well deserved.
Rick stayed real quiet, but
okay,
you're killing me.
Now, I just want to say first, Awesome. Phillip is an awesome guy. He's just a great human being. I have been blessed to know him and to be.
Am I supposed to PayPal you or something?
I thought no. I already got it. Ahead. I already got my pay from you, Phillip.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Well, you're the one I'm afraid of the most.
Oh, there you go. Now, I just want to preface this. I know that we were joking about the fight over ice cream backyard brawl. He's gonna
be laughing. I'm like, what are you doing?
I thought Phillip was joking with me when he said, "Yeah, I'm kind of dealing with a mild concussion and some cracked ribs." And then he showed that post where he had like a nice abrasion on his head.
I took it down because I don't want to be one of those whiners.
Well,
I don't know why I put it up, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, I had a flashback. I was thinking to myself, I remember when your youngest daughter had a tumble, and you were telling me. I remember seeing that picture, and I go, and she was like, I saw a picture, like she had this expression on her face, like whatever. I was like,
she went to school.
Shake it off, you know. And I think it is father like daughter. I think that's what it is, right? Father like daughter.
She'll kick your rear end for sure.
Yes, but anyway,
I was teaching her how to ride a bike, and it's lower than me, of course. So I'm kind of crouched down, running with her. I let her go, and she was doing on her own. She was doing fantastic. Then she started to lose her balance, so I went to grab her and the handlebar, and she cut the wheel under my legs.
Oh!
So I was about to go down with the bike on top of my 7-year-old, and I probably would have cracked her sternum if I did. I'm 220 pounds. So I kind of shifted my weight, and I landed, and I smacked my head on the concrete. My wife was like 10 or 15 feet away. She heard my head hit the concrete. I hit my side, and I've been in so much pain since Thursday. And I've had more than 6 concussions in my life to begin with, so I know I have a concussion. But I'm not sure if it's cracked ribs or just a contusion of some kind. But it hurts like a son of a gun, and when I laugh and breathe, it hurts.
Yeah, you can see.
Well, first off, you may be the first dad that should wear a helmet while helping your kid ride a bike.
I was about to say maybe you should.
But it is fair. I mean, I think any parent has been in a situation where their kid takes them down, and you have 2 options: roll awkwardly onto some part of your body that you don't want to roll on, or you crush the child. This happens to me on a regular basis.
Yeah. All I thought of is don't kill my kid, man. And then my wife ran over to me while my kid's crying. I was like, no, go check on her. And then my wife's like, doing a neuro check and a cognitive check, and because we're both in the medical field, and she's asking me all these questions, and I was fine. It just hurt like hell, and I'm old. I'm almost 50, man.
I'm going to say this. The 2 of these guys were talking about you wearing a helmet. I was going to say you need to wear a cape.
Bubble wrap.
Superhero.
Bubble wrap.
It's like dad to the rescue. You rolled with it. You did your superhero move and taking one for your daughter.
Superhero movie face planted.
Yeah, my cat-like reflexes. I didn't land on my feet.
I personally think you should just let your wife do the whole bicycle training with your daughter from now on.
She was. I need a break, and I'm like, okay, good. Now I get a break. Right in the ribs.
Breaking the ribs. Okay, so
don't mind me. I'm just sharing out real quick. One of the things I just want to let you know, what we want to do is we want to spend the time with you to really talk about where you came from and what you did.
Nobody does that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, some people know you in the community. Some people don't have the full length of who Phillip Russertt is. Some people think that you're the guy that rages on Facebook and puts boot to ass when necessary. And some people know you as the comic creator. Some people know you as the comic promoter. I want to know when you started. Like, you were in the con scene early on, so like you've been a part of this community for a long time.
The con
and then
scene?
You sort of developed into what you are now, which is I find very interesting, and I think a lot of people would.
Oh, convention con scene. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. No, he's not stealing money, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't start that rumor. I got enough people starting rumors. Please. I've got my own actual real life rogues gallery, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's crazy, but anyway. I started collecting comics when I was like 9 years old. I've been reading my whole life. I've always been into it. I've always loved it. And then I started collecting art, as you can see behind me, and I'd go to tons of shows and collect art, and I got to know a lot of artists and talk with them, and I got friendly with them, and I'm the kind of guy that if something's not done right or I don't like the way it's done, I'm not going to complain about it. I'm just going to go do it the way I think it should be done. Hence why I'm an art rep. Hence why I do conventions and various other stuff. So, years ago, I said, let me do this small convention just for fun because I was friends with Scott Hanna and some other guys that, were well known in the industry. And I planned on doing something small. And of course, I don't want to sound like of course, but a lot of people said yes when I expected a lot of people to say no. And it just became a much, it wasn't a huge convention, but it was much larger than I expected to hold. And it had a really good turnout for the first time. It was an all artist and comics convention. I had Joe Rubenstein there and Rags Morales and Scott Hanna and Sean Chen, who is a great guy, and a bunch of people. And it did really well. So I did another one 6 months later. We went from a 600 attendance to 2,000. Sure. I had Scott Williams, Alex Sinclair, Mark Bagley, a bunch of guys at that show, and it was just a huge success, and it was a lot of fun. I did another one 6 months later, and I had Jim Steranko and Adam Kubert and a bunch of people, and just my artist alleys, everybody says rivals New York Comic Con, but for like a $10 admission. So you can't go wrong. And I mix everybody in, the local. So, and I love art of all kinds. So it doesn't matter who you are. Like I love the three of you. I think are awesome artists. I love your work. And I want to talk to Joe about the piece that's sitting behind him that we haven't followed up on. But
I haven't.
Yeah, well, you've been busy. But so I got to know everybody, and I mix all the artists in, and they appreciate that, and they're all welcome to the green room. You could be sitting next to Adam Kubert or having lunch with Jim Steranko because you're in the same room. Because I don't feel just because somebody got a break and you didn't doesn't mean you're any less of a talent or any less important. I don't buy into that. So I've been doing this for years, and when COVID hit, I don't like to lay still. When COVID hit, I couldn't run my convention, so I started the Q&A and just called a lot of people I know and I'm friends with to have them come on, and they did. And I was trying to get more household names so that way an audience is there when I bring in the indie guys. So that's why it was a lot heavier with the mainstream people in the beginning, because I was trying to build the audience. So the indie guys who need the exposure had it. Otherwise, I'm not doing them a service.
Right. Yeah, we were doing the same thing. It's a balance act for sure, trying to figure it out. And we had conversations like this because it's like, we really want to make sure we follow that law. Like it's really got to be in the indie scene. And we broke our own rule a little early on. And when I say we, I mean me. Gerald definitely pointed that out. But I mean, you are your own beast. You already have this sort of framework built in, and it makes sense to start with some of the bigger names and build that fan base up for sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, no, if they're willing to come on, why not? Plus they're people I get along with and I think are cool, and we joke when we see each other. So let's just go on and have fun, and it builds chemistry, and we just have fun. Well, then I started art repping.
Well, that's the beauty of CreatorCon and what Phil has carved out in his empire of his. Does
that make me the emperor?
Yes.
I feel your anger.
It's like yes. Yeah.
Rick, turn off the porn.
Rick, we just talked about this.
Hey,
do you want to still work at CNN, Rick?
Yes, exactly.
I am training to be like Tubin.
John Ottinger, how are you, my friend? An amazing human being, great creator. Awesome, and great guest.
Hey, Philip.
I'm sorry, the chat's your job. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you.
Phil's worked enough StreamYard. Now he just talks to the people as they come on.
Yes, yeah.
Well, John had been very kind to my family, and I will never forget that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, John's a unique cat. He's a unique cat, even within the indies community. He's
an extremely great guy.
And I wanted to
not to mention Alfred. Alfred's cool too.
Yeah, Alfred is, even though he mocks us and calls us the Three Stooges.
That's a big franchise. I'll take it.
Yeah. Well, not only that.
Well, when you're friends with somebody, because guys knock their friends. If they're not friends with you, they're not teasing you.
You ever see that one where it's like
wait,
fall down and you're the guy that hates you like says one thing and another guy says another thing and your real friend is like, walk much?
Yeah.
Wait, so you're saying that you're accusing me for being a friend of Carol's then?
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Oh.
So Joey Ryan said, "Hello, Philip. I'm tuning in tonight."
Oh yeah. Well,
I never miss anything. Joe. I'm too fast. I would catch it.
Yes.
Actually, if you don't mind, I'm going to make an announcement here on your show. It's a little vague, but it's an announcement. I'm having a show August 28th, and the details will be posted this week. But I'm having a show, and there'll be some headliners there and a bunch of other guys.
This is a physical show, right? A convention.
Well,
show.
Not physical, like we're going to wrestle and mud wrestle and get into a ring, but I mean, yeah, it's in person. It's an in-person convention.
Yeah, because Rick was ready. Very cool. He was ready to get on a plane to go to this event. You know, it's like physical. Yeah. I'm there.
Yeah, Rick envisioned you in a mud wrestling bikini match of some kind. I think
that's really more like a mankini.
I'm a tassel kind of guy. Sorry, and fig leaf.
All right, so we talked about that. We talked a little bit about that. All right, so what I'd love to talk about is, you moved right into the beer bug and all that sort of stuff. Let me hear a little bit about what was going on when you were trying to push your show. You wanted to get back the con scene physically back in place. How much kickback were you getting, and how did that happen? And sort of what did you do for that?
So, like the show that I was going to have last December, you mean during the middle of the pandemic?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, reception wasn't bad. I expected to get a lot of people that would, virtue signal, do all that stuff that they do, and get mad at me. And look, I don't blame anybody for being afraid or be concerned. I have no problems with that. It's just how you approach somebody is all. I really didn't get a lot of backlash. A lot of people wanted the show. Unfortunately, Governor Cuomo sucks. And his regulations kept changing back and forth. So it was hard for me to, I want to stick to regulations. I want everybody to be safe, but how can I do that if they keep changing day to day, week to week? So I just decided, let's postpone it. It's just better off for everybody. And we did it to March because it was supposed to open up fully in March. And of course, Cuomo did not open fully in March like he said he would, and he kept changing the rules because he's a dickwad. Oh, sorry. Anyway,
let's keep it
sorry.
It's the evening show, everybody.
Richard Watt. I'm so sorry.
My name is Richard. Don't use that as a bad word.
Wow, my side is starting to hurt now. Again, I had to postpone and I hate it. So this show on August 28th is probably going to be an all artist and art dealer show. I might just go with that right now. To ease back into things, it would be a one day. And we're going to have some good names there. Scott Hanna and Sean Chen and Larry Stroman, Keith Williams, a lot of guys. But it really wasn't that bad. And I'm used to doing larger shows where you're flying people in or you're having, travel and lodging. And, again, I'm not a big show, but, 22,000 square feet, that's a lot to fill up, believe it or not, and orchestrating vendors and all this. So the show I was going to do was a cakewalk. It was easy to just put together because it's not even half the size of what my show was. But I just think we're starving. People want out again. They want to live. If you're not comfortable going, I totally understand. We got you. Stay home, and when you're ready, come on out. But for those who are ready to come out, let's have some fun.
Yeah, I mean, just to be clear, just because you want to do a show doesn't mean you're just flagrantly I don't care about safety. We've got Walmarts that are open, we've got restaurants that are open. Let's be honest about where we're at. I mean, this is something that's good for people, and as long as you're doing it safe and you're following regulations, and you're look, 6 feet, mask, all this, what you would do at a Walmart. Then what's the difference?
And that's a good point, and that's what I was saying. And you could call it my marketing tool, but that's what I was saying is at Walmart they're not washing every product. They're not washing those freezer doors. That plastic that's over the credit card thing's been there for 3 months collecting hair. I mean, don't tell me that they're being safe at these places. But at my show, masks. We're going to take temperatures. You're going to have fill out a little questionnaire if you've been out of the state. Or the country, and if you've been in contact with anyone that has, if you've had any of the signs and symptoms, we have sanitizer stations. We're gonna, and I'm a registered nurse. I understand infection control. It's the largest part of my job. There are people that, for whatever reason, don't want to believe me unless it suits their narrative, but facts are facts, science is science. So, I mean, you have a cashier touching every product of everybody's, and then he's touching yours. It just doesn't make sense to me. And you can wear gloves, but if you don't change your gloves between everything you touch, you shouldn't even be wearing gloves.
Right.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, we all need to just be aware of what each other are really trying to do and not look at attacking each other. And that's the end. And I saw some of that. Just clear attacks that weren't designed for anything other than an attack. It wasn't based on, hey, what is Phil doing to take care of people? Yeah. So your rogue gallery is always going to be there. Like, it's going to be there.
Listen, my Joker, we'll just call him the Joker. I call him another name, but we're not going to name it here. It doesn't matter. I mean, he was happy I got COVID and almost died. He doesn't care. He's just this is a man. He screamed at my kids, 6 and 4 years old, and my wife. So he is what he is. We move on.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's actually move on, because I you mentioned the COVID thing, and I had no idea you were in the medical industry there. Being an RN, but this is where I was talking to Joe and Rick about, like, when. This is the tragedy show. This is your campaign, your baby. It's coming to a close, and it's so successful. But as I go back in time, as I go back and recollect, I'm like thinking to myself, when did this happen? When did this happen? And the way that I pin this down is when you were at death's door. I'm gonna make this very dramatic. I'm gonna say
because you usually
the Reaper handed Philip a pencil and said, "Get to work."
I'm holding my side in preparation.
Yeah, exactly. You got COVID, and when you got it, it's like you got it bad. I mean,
I had blood clots in my lungs. I had pneumonia. Exactly. I had COVID. I was on oxygen. There's some people that would say that I was exaggerating it, but talk to my wife, who thought she was going to lose her husband.
I did not see any exaggeration, and this is where I was when I was writing the intro, in terms of, like, getting to promote your appearance here on Comics Cast. We've had conversations about this, and you've given me advice, and it's having that laser like focus. It's like being focused on something and having that singular goal. And I think what happened is you were in COVID, you had COVID, you were in the hospital. You came back. You survived. You were able to walk out of the hospital, and even when you're in your own home, barely able to breathe, you started posting things. You started talking about how you survived. You could barely breathe.
Yeah, I'm over here watching. I'm like, take a nap, Phil.
I can't. I can't. It's just not in me. I mean, it drives my wife crazy. She respects it and loves it, and at the same time, it stresses her out. Mm-hmm. I'm like this unstoppable, moving forward thing that I just don't stop. Yeah, and I'm not saying this in any braggadocious way. I just don't stop. I mean, I had a very difficult childhood. I had a tough life, and I finally have a focus where I always had a hard work ethic, but it was always focused where I had no love, no passion, no heart. I found my passion. Like, you were on the show earlier, you didn't know if it's niche, whatever. I don't either. We'll just say niche, because niche sounds silly, but
sounds like
yeah. I found my niche, and nothing is going to stop me from getting there. So I don't care who it is. I don't care what they are. I don't care who they are. It doesn't matter. I know what I want, and I'm getting it. And this is the sole reason it matters. My kids. I have to show them that they can embrace life, and with arms wide open, to quote Creed, if they just put the work in and don't worry about the bumbling idiots that want to stop you.
Yeah, that is right. Rick, did you want to say something?
No, I was concerned about Rick. I wasn't sure if he was doing something with his nose and didn't know where his nose was. I
was being polite and not just randomly interrupt our loving guest like you guys. I was waiting.
Listen to Rick.
You're making it weird, Rick. Just say what you're going to say.
His hand.
I'm here to make it weird, but so you talked about not giving yourself time to relax and all that. So I said, sitting here, remembering messages from you just a few days ago where you told me to relax.
Oh, I'm a hypocrite. But the fact of the matter is,
okay. Well, I didn't want to say that, but okay.
But Rick, you were saying that you needed a rest, that you were burning out, and as a friend, I was supporting you, saying, "Then take your rest, man. Don't worry about it."
I know. I just wanted you to admit
I'm good.
that you were.
I'm good. Listen, I could go on little sleep for a long time. I could do what I have to do. I'm probably the most motivated person you'll ever meet in your life, and I'm forgive me if this sounds arrogant. It's the friggin' truth. I will do 15 jobs.
I like arrogance if it can be backed up. I'm
not arrogant because I'm no better than anybody. I'm certainly, and I haven't accomplished anything yet, and that's part of my motivation. I don't think I'm anywhere, and I don't think I'm in anybody. And I will never. I mean, even if I was, by the grace of God, successful, I don't think I'm better than anybody. I'm just another child of God like everybody else, and I bleed like you, and I have my moments where I'm down and out, and I don't know what the hell I'm, if I want to get up again. Phillip Russertt. Oh, killing me. Oh.
Rick,
that wasn't me.
I know. Listen, Joe is very focused.
I had both hands up before you start saying Rick.
Joe, it's okay.
Okay, it's Gerald that starts blaming
it's
me.
easier to give the advice than to follow it. We're all that way. I mean, we're just looking out for our friend. I think we look out for our friends more than we really look out for our own well-being. And I was
just kidding with you, because I'm kind of the same with you. I'm motivated. I know what I want, and I'm gonna do everything to get there. And that's also why I decided to say that, hey, I'm taking a break, because that helps me focus even more while relaxing.
I think it's good, though, also, I mean, just for people that are paying attention and watching this or watch it later, is that, people that are driven, it's not like you have a dream and it just happens. And it's not you have a dream and you work your ass off every single day and all of a sudden you just grind all the way to the end. Everybody fails a little bit at what they want to do. Some people, Phil, you're a great example of someone who's like, okay, I put my nose down and I grind until I just blast
until I'm to the bone
through walls. So get yourself sick, right? So for me, my issue is I grind in big bursts, and then if I feel like I failed, I'll just put my head down and just hide for 2 weeks.
I saw you post the other day, and it really surprised me. I was like, I want to message this dude and kick him in the ass, but then I was like, no, because maybe he wouldn't take that well. So
I mean, I tried to do that with my comment.
Yeah. Don't you dare. Listen, look. At the end of the day, right, Joe, you know this. You have kids. And we could put on the wall, follow your dreams, and the world is this. That's all horse crap unless we show them. It's just words.
Exactly.
And you got to get out there and show them, and it's okay to need that time down. It's okay. The toughest of people needs to sit for a little while and may need a hand up once in a while. There's nothing wrong with that. I have no pride in that regard.
Did you say hand up?
No, Rick, you're going to get booted off this show. You do that one more time and you're not coming back.
Hey, it's past midnight here. I'm allowed.
Yeah.
Okay. This thing is going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on Facebook for forever.
No, it's not. Not now. Not now. It's too late.
Yeah, thanks to Rick here. But
it's after midnight. Do you turn into a pumpkin?
Let's let the man talk here. So Phillip, we were talking about this, and this is where I wanted to get to. We knew what you went through. You're recovering from COVID, and where lesser beings like us would
lesser beings.
No. You guys grind every day.
Let me finish my thought here.
He serves in the military. I don't do that.
This is all part of the narrative. It's just sort of like building Phillip here.
Hey, we got to be truthful in our narrative. Is what Phil's saying.
That's true.
But he's not lying, Phil. He's not lying.
Okay, let me finish it. So this is what happened. Is my recollection of the events is that when Phillip was in this state, he's recovering, he has this epiphany. He goes, you know what? I've always wanted to do a comic book. I love comic books. I promote comic books. I'm friends with guys and girls and everybody that's in the industry. And you know what? This is something that I've always wanted to do. And you know what? I could lose it all. I could lose my family. I could lose all this stuff. And I've never gotten a chance to do this. And you know what? He said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. My family's in a good place now. I'm healing up, and I'm going to use this time to make this dream that's been in the back of my head for so many years happen. And then next thing I know, it's that was him talking about it. Within a week, Phillip posts another video. He's still gasping. He's still like barely able to get his words out. He's like, I finished the screenplay. I finished the script. I've got book 1 done. And then next week he's talking about, I've got the talent lined up. And that's the thing that I was talking about in terms of promoting the show, is like saying now he goes into like assembly mode. He's going into like Avengers Assemble. He's talking to the people that he's built relationships with, and he's sort of saying, you know what, I want to make this dream happen, and I'm going to bring along all these people that I've met, that I have friendships, relationships, capital, human capital, with. I want to bring them along with me. And my dream is going to be like their dream. I want them to be noticed. And he started doing it. And I was just like in awe. Every week there was something new. And it's been that way up until we got to the Kickstarter. So let me put the mic back in your hands, Phillip. And I want you to tell me just a little bit more about like what drove you, what made you want to go do this?
First of all, you're very humbling in your kind words. I don't know how to respond to that. But first of all, I was still getting work for the artists through my art repping agency and still selling art. And I was still working the convention that was supposed to be in March. So I was doing all that. But I just felt like I wasn't doing enough. I'm laying in bed. I had lost a ton of weight. I was down to 208 pounds from 260. I had a lot of muscle atrophy. I had legs like an old man. I used to have very strong, powerful legs, and I was wasting away. And my wife was shocked. And I was on the oxygen, and I was just exhausted. And I was like, what am I going to do? Lay here and just sleep? What happened to Rick?
Rick has to step out every once in a while. I'll take care of some stuff. He already gave us a warning on that one.
Yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back.
Well, maybe it was my breath or something. Anyway.
It's definitely your breath.
As long as no, never mind. So I was like, I have the greatest commodity. I may not have my health right now, but I have the rarest commodity that I've never had my entire life, and that's time. So right away I said, you know what? Yeah, just write. I was intimidated by the thought of writing. Never done it. I had never done it, and I was like, can I do this? In December I had this flash of what tragedy would look like. Just came to my head. And Breath of the Dragon, both of them came to my head in like 2 minutes. I had them, their names, everything about them, their backstories, so to speak, just popped in my head. It was a matter of world building and intertwining them and making this happen. But I was intimidated. Do I really know what the hell I'm doing? This is going to be crap. But when I get afraid and I get scared, I get this chip on my shoulder that says, would you shut up, you whiny little you-know-what? Just pick up your pants and just go do it. Is the world going to end if you screw it up? If you fall on your face, at least you could try. And that's more than some people could say. So I said, I'm laying here in bed, and I wrote it. And I've written 16 issues. I wrote the first, I think, 12 while I was in bed. And, yeah, I was fortunate because I was art repping, and I loved the guys that I'm repping. I'm repping them because I believe in them, and I also figured I'd give them work. I mean, they're getting paid their full page rates by me. I don't take advantage. And I wrote the script and had it edited to make sure. And hey, Sean, what's going on? Sean did a really nice drawing of my family. Actually, I have it here.
I love seeing you guys together, like at the con. That was pretty cool. I felt like I know both of these guys. I've known Sean from
Sean's
Instagram
like a sticker fiend. This is what Sean drew in like 5 minutes for me and my family. It was really nice of him. It was really awesome.
Yeah, Sean's getting really, really good going to the college. I can't remember the name of the college now.
Is that
Hubert School. Yeah, Hubert School. It's fantastic. He's really growing really, really fast. But yeah, he can sketch those out pretty quick. He does owe me some work. He did promise me stuff a while ago, but glass houses and all that. So I need to be careful with what I say. But yeah, Hubert School, yeah, brother.
Yeah, Sean's a really cool guy, and he
awesome.
Apparently loves stickers.
Oh yeah,
I think he took all of your tragedies.
He took like 9 or 10 of them, yeah, which is fine. It was fun.
I think I saw them on eBay. What is Sean Mendoza's eBay handle? Yeah. I don't even know what that is, but
yeah, really.
On eBay, it's howdoisellthisstuff.com. Let me.
He would come back and go, "Can I get another sticker? Can I get another sticker?" I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead."
No,
Like,
you just sold it on eBay. I just
then he's
saw
like,
it.
"Let me get 2 3. Let me get 2 3. Let me get 2 3."
It's like,
like
he comes up with a disguise and he shows up. I am not Sean.
Sean, it's you. I can tell it's you, Sean.
He was like, it was like an addiction, like a crack fiend. Like, I need more. Give me more. Give me more.
Precious.
Yeah, Sean's great.
Yeah.
Sean's cool.
He'll donate it on the Kickstarter though.
But you know what's funny is Sean was very focused walking by, and I saw him. I go, "Hey, Sean," and he kept going. And I thought, is he ignoring me? Did I piss this guy off? What did I do to this guy? I was like, "What the hell?" And then he sees me, he comes on my table. "Phil, what's up?" And I'm like, "Whoa, what's going on here? Is this guy like bipolar? What's happening?" But I think he had headphones or something. Or maybe he just didn't hear me. But he just walked by and didn't hear me, you know, because the crowd was going on. Really nice guy, really cool guy, very talented too. So.
Yeah. You know, we're getting back about the narrative. You know, you were still bedridden and you did 12 issues, and now you're the guys that you rep with, which is a legendary. What was it? It's legendary
illustrations. Do your homework, Jerry.
I'm sorry, I knew this was legendary.
God, Joe, it's so hard to find talent. Good help. Oh.
Anyway. All right, so we're gonna leave it with 2 professionals now.
Oh, no. Snap! Oh man, my sides! Oh, my sides!
Says the guy that you know.
He just used executive order on your butt.
But you know, all I'm gonna say is that you know, you bring up, you have this opportunity now to bring in the talent that you have under your house, your studio, and you bringing them in. You're now gonna say, you know what? I got the connections. I have the team assembled now. And let's make it happen, right? I mean, let's make it happen, and take it from there. I mean, what was your feeling? You know?
Well, I mean, I had to have somebody else edit it because even though I can do edits, I can edit anybody's book. I felt like I had fanboy eyes. It was my first thing.
You have to stay away from your own stuff when you're editing, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. So you know, Chuck Pinot edited the script for me, and I was just like anxious, like, come on, man, give me the damn script. And Chuck's got other scripts. I'm not the only person on this earth, but I was probably annoying the hell out of him. Like, hey, did you get it yet? Did you get it yet? So he sends it to me, and it was just fixing a few panels, not any story issues whatsoever. And so he gave it, and right away I sent it to Ricardo Silva. Now, Ricardo Silva is one of the artists I rep, and he's a phenomenally talented artist, but he's also just a sweetheart of a guy, lives in Brazil. And he said, I can't believe it. I'm working with Dynamite Comics right now with a colorist that I rep, and the editor wanted to see Ricardo's, you know, or anybody's all the guys that I rep's portfolios, and Ricardo would get a job because he's good. And he said to me, "Hold off. I really want to focus on Tragic because I think this is going to be something big." I asked him to get drug tested. He wouldn't do it, but so. He just started. He did all the thumbnails and like. Well, first of all, let me go back. Character design. I told him what I wanted in text, and this is a man that didn't speak English very well. I gave him a text, and he used Google Translate, you know, to Portuguese. I sent him a few references, like the stitching on her vest. I sent him references. I kid you not, the very first draft, he nailed it. I mean, like it's what I had in my head. It was amazing. And then I went to Mato Zapata, who is a pencil and colorist I rep. He colored her and he added some yellow on her gauntlets. And I was like, holy crap, this is amazing. And then I had Simon Tori, who colors the book, do his version to see that too. And very similar aspects to what Mato did, just a little bit different. And again, amazing. And the Breath of the Dragon Mato colored with my guidance, and every one of them nailed it exactly how I wanted them. So there was no struggle going back and forth with trying to get it right for me. I mean, they really nailed it right away. So now it's off to the races. Let's get the script drawn. So Ricardo started drawing, and he's back. And, you know, letterers don't get enough credit, but if you letter a book wrong, you'll see how bad it makes the book look. They don't get any credit when they do it right. And Jason Meadows, who, by the way, if I can shout out a plug for him later or sometime in the show, if it's okay, he has a Kickstarter.
Do it now.
Of course. All right. Do it 20 times in the show. It's your show.
Yeah.
Thank you. Jason Meadows is the letterer on my book. He's a phenomenal dude. I got him. He's working on Brent Peoples' book right now, too. If you want him as a letterer, just contact me. He's dirt cheap, but he's also awesome. But he has his own creator-owned book, Tales of Nerosville, out right now. It's an anthology series. It's not getting a lot of traction right now, but it should. It's on Indiegogo, and it's an anthology series with a lot of plot twists and like stuff you don't see coming. It's very intelligently written, and he asked me to read it and edit it and look at it when I was sick. Actually, when I was in bed, I was like, a lot of people come to me with edits. So I was like, do it. I got time. And I'm telling you, these books that he's got on this Indiegogo are really good. So people, please go to Indiegogo, Tales of Nerosville. Instead of Hero, it's Nerosville. Mm-hmm. It's an anthology, kind of like Astro City, stuff like that, but intimate stories, and they're really good. Jason Meadows, Instagram, Tales of Nerosville. Please go support that project. It really is well worth it. Everybody who knows me knows I will not push hard for something I don't believe in. I won't trash anything, but I'm not going to put my reputation on the line for something like, it's a good book. So that's that. Anyway, so he's lettering the book, and he's doing a wonderful job, and they're really just flowing well. I just got the last page finished yesterday on my anniversary by Ricardo, and he does just beautiful dynamic work, and he's inking the pages himself, and they look fantastic. And Sigmund's colors are just kicking butt on top of it, and Sigmund should be coloring the last 5 pages this week, and the book is done. It's done.
So the campaign comes to a conclusion, and Thursday, and the book is going to be complete. Practically.
Yeah, I funded the book myself. I funded the book with I scrapped whatever I could together to fund this book. Trust me when I tell you, people think I'm rich. I am not rich, and COVID hurt me just like everybody else. But yeah, I don't want people to wait. As you can see, I don't wait, so why should you? It's 2 weeks to get your Kickstarter money, 3 weeks at the printer, and then boom, I'm fulfilling. And everybody, God willing, there's no shipping issues or printing issues. You should all have your book in August. Yes, that's it.
All right, so I put the link. The link is in the chat, so you guys go check that out whenever you want.
Thank you.
You can see that where the backers are at and everything right now. But yeah, the link's in the description.
I'm going to tell you right now, he put that low funding, but that's not him making he loses money just on that goal. Right. The guy sucks at marketing. He's a great guy, but he sucks at marketing. And
right.
But he's really talented and as a writer, letterer, etc. And it's a great book. So don't think, oh, he funded. No, this guy is losing money right now. Come on, guys, we got to pour in some love, some support, and really get him funded, please. I mean, please. He works hard at this while doing his day job and while lettering my book and Brent's book and all the other people I get him work for. So please, guys, let's throw some support at him. Love, even if it's a $5 donation, just give the guy some love. He worked hard on his book.
We're gonna put this on the. I'll put this on the Comics Cast Facebook page after the show as well.
Awesome.
So
thank you.
We'll do our best to help get eyes on this property here.
And if you guys find time, well, I don't know if you have time because you're always booked to get him on. Please do. But if you don't have time, you don't have time.
Yeah,
I got you.
So
it's always a time thing. It's always a manpower thing.
I know
how that is, man.
We're only limited by the hours in the day and the time.
Rick doesn't sleep. Rick can be up all night. He can do 15 shows a day.
All right, sold.
Yeah.
Rick says he agrees 100%.
Yeah.
That was God saying, shh.
Yeah.
So now you got this team together now, and you basically have said that the book practically is going to be finished coincidentally within this time frame that your campaign is coming to an end. This has been a labor of love that's been going on. What is it since March? Is that correct? When did this
start in February? Really,
February.
So I just jump right in and we do it. Unfortunately, my wife goes nuts. She's like, "You just see the pool and you jump in. You don't care if there's sharks in it. You don't care how deep it is. You don't care if you can swim. You don't give a crap at the temperature." I'm like, "No, it's just water."
I need to adopt that whole work ethic, but it's just amazing to see that in this time period from February, and here we are in mid-June, and to see a book come from your mind and come to completion. that is just amazing to me. It's amazing for me to hear that. And then, of course, like you said, once, within 2 weeks after the campaign ends, collecting all the funds, and then a week to print, and then bam, like in a month, they're going to get the book. People are going to get the book. And not only that, you mentioned it already. You've got your 16 issues written. Now it's just a matter of seeing how far we can drive up the funding of this book so we can keep on getting those issues produced.
That's the thing. Every dime, look, most people don't make any money on Kickstarter. Some of the big guys do. None of this money, if I were to make more than I needed to fund the next book, it's still being turned back into the third book. It will never be, oh, I'm going out to dinner with my family. It's going right back to the book. It's to give back to everybody else. And I can't stress this enough. I'm a very first-time writer, first-time Kickstarter, first-time book. And like you said, I just launched it in February out of nowhere. I just came out of nowhere. It's not like there was this long prep. I have 177 backers and like 5 people who donated on top of that. So like 181 people contributed to this. We're at 8,500 and something. The love and support, there's people that wish they could, but they just don't have the money, but they send me encouraging messages. They share it out. The love and support I've gotten from the community. I mean, Rick, for example, Rick messaged me on the side and he wanted to do some, fan art, and he's just been encouraging, and he's been a great guy and helping me, and talking to me. And you have no audio, right?
Yeah, we can't hear you, Rick, unless you just being...
Okay.
Yeah,
don't say that. Don't talk now. Don't say I'm a good guy live. You're ruining my gimmick here.
All right. Well, he's not a good guy.
Yeah, all you have to do is let it out, and you can see how not a good guy he is to me. So there you go.
Listen, I'm gonna be the first to tell you. When I first saw Rick on the show, like his humor sometimes is kind of harsh to people if they don't know him. But Rick is a nice guy. He's a big teddy bear.
Oh, we got it on tape. You're a tape.
She wanted to say hi. Yeah, I hope you don't mind. This is Melanie.
Is this the daughter you didn't land on?
This is my older daughter. The daughter I tried not to land on is coming in now.
Oh, she is? Okay.
This is Kaylee Bear.
Hello, Kaylee Bear.
And no, I didn't knock her tooth out. It came out naturally.
I mean, it would only be fair if you did, since he kind of almost killed you.
Oh, he said that you almost killed me with your bike. He's joking.
Way to say, Rick. Way to make
Rick. You just made a 7-year-old make stink face at you.
I know. Good job.
Well, I got a daughter. She started doing that when she was 4. So.
But they'll have art in the book too.
Yeah. So. What is this?
No pet. This is live.
No, are you talking about the campaign, or is he talking about the show? The campaign is live for 4 more days.
4 more days.
Guys, I'm live. I know. Okay. Good.
Yeah, and just to put a more human face on the superhero that Phillip is here. Those 2 human beings there. That's what he's doing it for. He's doing it. That's his legacy right there.
And and that's the thing. When you work on the book, I have to have the original art. I pay for it, of course. I don't expect you to just give it to me. And people think it's a monetary reason. It's not. I'm never selling it. That is what they're going to look at and remember, that Daddy could do it. I could do it. That's the evidence right there. And I want them to have those original pages someday and say, look what your grandfather did, or look what can happen if you just put your mind to it and you stay focused. That's what those pages are for, and that's why I want to have them, and that's why I won't do digital art for the book.
Yeah, and this is such a great story. I mean,
wait, you don't want to do digital art for the book?
Well, some covers are fine, but the interiors cannot be digital.
Oh, because I would have just stopped right now then, because
no, I knew you were digital.
I'm actually working on your stuff right now.
I can't wait to see that. But no, digital is fine for prints and covers and stuff like that. And some people have, but interiors of the book have to be.
Yeah, I get you.
But
and I also get doing it for the kids. That is my ultimate determination factor now as a father as well. That everything I do henceforth is for my kids and for my kids only.
Yeah, I mean, I love. There's a lot of people that have been wonderful to me, of course, but it's my life is my wife and my kids. I mean, that's it. Like yours, it would be for you, and yeah, I just
Hey, if it were different, if you put anybody else before your wife or your kids, I don't think I would have talked to you, because that
yeah,
doesn't sound like a good man in my eyes.
exactly. You're right. But the thing too is though, there's I all some people said, do you ever why didn't do you ever want to have a boy? So they carry your last name. I said a name is just a name, but a legacy is forever. And if my daughters can sit at my funeral and say that I did the best I could to prepare them for life and make them not just survive life, but make their life, be happy with their life. Someone said to me yesterday, I'm just following the road to success. I said, no, man, pave the road, pave it. Don't
Yeah.
follow it, pave it. Pave the road yourself. Get there and show your kids that you can do it. Because we need a generation that knows to get up and instead of whine and cry that life isn't fair, say, all right, it's not fair. And I'm not always going to get everything I want, but I'm damn well going to work hard for it. And then when you earn it, you feel better.
Yeah, so life isn't fair. Oh, good. Now you realize that. What are you going to do now?
Exactly, right? What do you wallow in misery? All right, this is the situation. That's how my mind works. Okay, people get bent out of shape. Oh, this happened and it shouldn't have. Okay, it shouldn't have, but it did. So where do we go from here? That's all you have in front of you. Where do you go from here?
Yeah.
And that's what I was when I was laying in bed, and I said, where do I go from here? Simple. I wrote tragedy.
Yeah, that is the. It can't get any better than that because I think that Phillip he did it. He paved the road, and he paved the road with tragedy in terms of, and it's so ironic. We talk like the name. It's called tragedy, like it's some tragic situation. If anything, you've made a triumph of this tragedy.
But that's the point of the book.
Yeah, see, I like the play on words there.
Yeah,
I think it's a beautiful story because. Let's talk a little bit about tragedy itself, without giving away any spoilers.
Did you ever finally read the script?
I did read the script. I'm telling
okay.
you. I think that what we need to take away from this, that's the irony of the it is a triumph, but it's tragic. The character itself, herself, is tragic, and I don't want to give any spoilers. That's why I'm going to put the mic back in your hands here to talk a little. Let's for those of us or those in our audience who don't know about tragedy, if you're going to give your elevator pitch, we're going to take that from Let It Out. Give us your little synopsis of what tragedy is about and what they can expect from it, and that way they can maybe back you. So go for it.
Grace O'Connor is an Irish woman in Hell's Kitchen. Her father was the head of the Irish mafia, but he really was a gentle man with her. He was a good father. He kept her away. She didn't know about the mafia. They would always spend time together at the theater, and she fell in love with ballet, and she became a ballerina. She was very graceful and elegant and strong. And he was, you don't know about her mom. You'll find out in later issues. But anyway, he was murdered. And the best friend, the right-hand man of her father, Seamus, and his wife Deirdre, they can't have children biologically, so they adopted her, and Seamus took his role as the head of the mafia. The thing is, Seamus is a sociopath, and he only adopted her and used the wife's want to be a mother to take this 17-year-old girl and send her away for 12 years to be a trained assassin. I've never met a woman that realized how beautiful she was, how strong she was, how smart she was, how powerful she was, and how worth it she was. I've never met a woman that realized that. I've met tons of women that are, but never realized it. Well, she is one of those women. My wife. Anyway, she's also, to me, relatable to people because she has this life that was stolen from her. She hates her life. She hates what she does. She hates her father. But yet, because of her father issues, she still wants and needs his respect. How many people in relationships that they know they shouldn't need the respect of this person that they're in a relationship with, but they do anyway? It's like this really vicious cycle, and they can't break it even though they know they should, because your heart and your head are totally two different things. So she deals with that, and she deals with the fact that she just doesn't know if she can have the life she wants or doesn't think she can, Now she could go kick but and fight, and there is a lot of fighting in this, but there's a lot of important exposition. But the strength of my character is not when she goes and blows everybody up. It's when after the fight, she's in the shower and she's crying and she's like, this is not what I wanted out of life. And she feels like collapsing, but she gets up anyway. How many of us have had those mornings where we just didn't want to face the day? It was too damn hard. But we get up anyway.
That was me.
I have those every Sunday when I realize I have to do another Let It Out.
I knew this was coming. I knew it was coming.
But it's the truth. How many of us have had those days, some more than others, and you just don't want to get up and face the day, but you do anyway. Why? Because deep down, no matter how much we may cry about what we don't like or feel like quitting, we don't quit. We stand up. We fight. We face the day. So does she, and that's where her strength is. Her vulnerability is her strength. She's guarded. She doesn't let anybody close in. The art behind me is I get a lot of original art jam pieces from various different artists. Like this one's the first one I ever got. It's got Philip Tan, Neil Adams, Will Spatasio, David Finch, Norm Ratman, Scott Hanna, Adelso Corona, Todd Noah.
Just to name a few.
Ken Marion and Robson Roca and Eduardo Pensica, and my wife is on it. So I do a lot of those jam pieces, and then they get inked, the blue line, and then they get digitally colored, and I put all three up on the wall. This one over here is that's Shelby Robertson, who also has a cover on my book. It's Nightcrawler kicking Spider-Man's rear end the way it should be.
Because Spider-Man is evil.
I don't agree with what.
And this is Jose Varice down here, Juggernaut Colossus. Yeah. Listen, Nightcrawler could beat anybody. All he has to do is teleport away with your head. He could beat Superman, period. End of story. Drop the mic. Done. Anyway.
Well, I was gonna have to say is that wall insured? Because there's like thousands of dollars like on the wall.
Well, listen, I can't show you, but the whole room is wall to wall like that, and I have more portfolios upstairs. I have a wall upstairs. I have a lot of original art.
Yeah.
And I love it, and I love what artists do. I appreciate you guys, all of you, and that's part of why I do what I do.
And now you have original art from your own book that's going to be added to that collection.
Out this week.
I mean, that's look at Philip. He looks like a kid at Christmas time there. So.
You have no idea. You have no idea. Those pages are coming in the mail. I was like, dude, I'm ready to tip you. Just come on, send it. I'm so excited.
He's going to be like at the door waiting for the FedEx guy going.
Are you kidding? I'll be at work. I'm like, gotta go. Feel sick.
Hey, when you have a good excuse, you could just say, look at these ribs. They're all burned.
Listen, I'm still a little fat, so we don't see ribs on me, okay? There's a lot of meat.
Well, I
just think the book is very relatable on the level of the character, and I can't stand all this boring exposition and all these damn shows that we stream. It drives me nuts. My book has no boring exposition. Ask anybody who has read the script, you included. It gets to where it's got to go. Every word means something. Every interaction means something. Oh, there you go, Steph. This chick here, this woman, she's the worst friggin' artist. All she does is draw circles. It's horrible. I swear.
2 circles on the top, 2 circles on the bottom.
Yeah, she lives in circles. I don't know how she does it, but whatever.
And those of you who don't know, Steph Wilson is indeed a dude. But he's a very, very. Look at Phil.
Did you get it mixed up, Phil? You've been on there. You've talked to them on live television.
I know he's a man. I'm just kidding.
Okay, good.
But
it had me going. I was like, wait a minute.
Well, you realize he's a man physically, but when you hear him whine and cry and beg for a cover.
Oh yeah, well that's true. Yeah, he is a little bit. No, I haven't sat down with Steph yet.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get Steph on a show one time.
At some point.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you want your ratings to tank,
live stream more than QVC.
I mean, if you want your ratings to tank, bring Steph on. Actually, in all seriousness, Steph has a cover also in the book. I had him as a guest last Friday, and I wound up getting 3 pledges for his cover.
Yeah, I think that Steph has like this magic formula. I watched him on your show, And
he's another brilliant marketing strategist.
And
I'd love to see if he may be like the MVP of indie cover artist right now.
Yeah,
like,
yes, he is.
Mm-hmm. And
do we have the numbers on that? Hey, Steph, if you know how many covers you've done, put it in the comments. Do you know, Phil?
Ask Carrie Ann; she'll give the truth. He'll exaggerate.
And that's what I want to get to is that Steph is a part of a team. It's him and his wife that make this happen. And I think I heard some statistic about on your show, Phil, when you had him, is that out of all the covers, and you got some phenomenal covers for your debut comic.
He's the highest selling, 22.
Yeah, he has a dedicated following that where people will buy a comic.
It's sympathy. It's pity. It's sympathy. It's writing charitable donations off on your taxes. But here's the thing, though. You want Steph's kryptonite? Backgrounds. Ask him to draw backgrounds. He starts to shrink like the witch with the water.
I don't think that's fair, Phil, that you're doing this right now, because you have to realize his characters are so dynamically three-dimensional that the front and the back of that character is both foreground and background at that point.
There's such
Fair enough.
There's such depth.
And most people when you talk about foreshortening, you're talking about an arm is stretching out. His are when the boobs stretch out.
You remember like a second ago when we said we would love to have him here? Well, that's not gonna happen now.
Well,
so Steph teaches. Steph, he teaches his what do you call it? His foreshortening with boobs.
Yeah.
It's like
that's the class you want to get a double B in.
It's triple D.
Triple D? You want to get D's in that one.
Well, it's funny because I told him, I said, all right, if you do a cover, though, you have to tone down the sex, man. No TNA. She's wearing a vest up to her neck and no boobs. Stop. Yeah. And he's like, I can do that. And then he sent me as a joke this like totally raunchy TNA thing. He goes, I thought, is this all right? Now, I knew he was joking, but and he did a great job. And it was a nice contrast to the
I want to say I saw that cover. That's out and about, right? That's on your campaign?
Yeah. Actually, this will be the time to show it again.
Let's pull up the campaign again.
Yeah. It was a nice contrast to the intense.
Let's see if he's added a backer since we did this show.
He's towards the bottom. He's cover Q.
Well, let's see. You did add in a back. There's a new backer, 180 to 181. We got one backer during this.
You might have gotten two, actually. I think I was at one. No, wait, I was at 177.
Oh, we got a few backers. 4. Yeah, that's brilliant. That's awesome.
Thank you to everyone. These are all the covers.
Those are cheating numbers. I backed one of them, so it doesn't really count.
Did you really?
Yeah, I backed
you didn't have to do that. Thank you.
I've been wanting to see this book, and I don't know how much ass kissing I can do to get a free book, so I'm just going to pay for it.
Well, in all seriousness, I want to talk to you about what you had drawn.
Yeah, brother. This turned out really well. This is clean. I could see toning it down. And I think it's just the composition of it is really, really clever.
Yeah, and it's cutesy, and I call it tragically cute. That's the name of the variant.
Yeah, I remember you said, yeah.
And it's a nice contrast to the very harsh, intense environment of it. And it's 22 sold. It's the highest selling, more than Ian Churchill and Will Spatasio.
I'm telling you, people are starting to see his covers and go, okay, this guy's going to do something. And I think they're starting to just buy his covers up.
Yeah, I'm telling you. No, he was, what I thought was going to be a big mistake actually wound up being a good decision.
It was nothing that Phil does is a mistake. He's like calculating.
Steph, I hope you know that every time I make myself laugh with my ribs on you, I hurt my own ribs. So,
well, it's definitely a signature. It's definitely a signature. It's not good or bad. It's what he does, and you either like it, you don't like it. And man, you're carving out your own space, Steph. I mean, it's really impressive what you're doing. No
I agree. Yeah. And he's one of those few artists that when you see his art, you know right away who it is. There's no mistaking him.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, you know what? We're pushing just over an hour now. So what I'd like to do at this point is just look at this Kickstarter campaign. And
right now we have the most views, like live views. So we're actually starting to bring people in. So this is good. Good timing. Good timing. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get on the hype train right now because we got 3 days left. 3 days. And if there's anybody that's listening to this, as a personal favor to me, not that no one knows or cares who this guy is, I want to get this campaign to 10K at the minimum. We got 3 days to get to 10K or more. I would love to say it go past 10K, but I think this can happen. And just like Phillip said, the money that's going into this, he financed this book all himself. It's done. It's paid for. But the money that he's getting from this is going to go towards issue 2, issue 3. We want the snowball effect to happen. We want all 16 issues that he already has penned to be a reality.
And that's the thing is, this is how you guys make it a reality as a backer. Like, okay, some of the downfalls of indie books is it takes too long for another book to come out. They're already written.
Right.
This is you backing Phillip's dream and his concept and his production.
It's
so
done.
They're already written. He has a team already assembled. So back these books, and we're just going to roll right through and enjoy these books. So
and you're hiring artists, just so you know, backing my book, all of it. Every dime goes back into the book, hiring artists, giving them work, inkers, colorists, letterers. You're giving people work.
And you get the book.
Steph was saying, plus at 10K, you will stop.
I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. What are you talking about?
How do we get Steph's original work? How do we get Steph's original work? That's what I want to know.
I got his original cover.
So how do we buy
if I run
the
out of
original
toilet
cover
paper, I'll always have something.
How do we buy the original cover from you?
I don't sell original art. It's all mine.
It's all his.
It's all mine.
That's not nice. That should be a stretch goal.
It's for my kids, man. It's for my kids, not me.
I heard your argument earlier. I'm not fully buying it. I think, man, some of those covers, man, they're looking sharp. That's all I'm saying. They're looking sharp.
Well, that being said, let me go ahead. I'm gonna, as we close out the show, we're gonna do the deep dive of this page, and as we scroll through here, Phillip, you just tell me when to stop, and you can just tell a story. You can say something about it.
Do you mind? Am I being rude in position if I ask you to play the 2-minute trailer?
No.
Let's go. Let's do it.
I'm not sure how the audio will happen when I'm playing, but let's find out. Let's go. All right.
Well, did you click audio and you shared?
Yeah, you got to do click audio too. Let's see what happens.
Okay. All right, here we go.
All right. How about we go full screen there, Bambino?
The arrows.
He took away all I held dear.
That first page is beautiful, by the way.
And you made their weapon.
And who is talking, Phil? This is your wife.
My wife.
Wanted was to dance.
That's not my wife.
To live a normal life.
They made me a killer.
Join Grace O'Connor in her journey to self-discovery as she battles her own inner demons as well as the mob. Her greatest battle will be against the enemy within.
John Ottinger's We Are.
Will we find peace?
I envision Netflix in the future.
Rest in peace.
Your lips to God's ears.
Hi, my name is Phillip Russertt, and I am the writer and creator of Tragedy.
Who?
Tragedy is a gritty, action-packed character of a young woman who feels trapped in a life she doesn't want. Readers will follow her journey of self-discovery while experiencing intense action scenes that last for pages. I'm proud of this book and the amazing talent attached to it. We have Will Spatasio, Ian Churchill, Larry
By the way,
Stroman,
Andy Lee is responsible for this
Elsa Corona,
trailer.
Keith Williams, and more.
Shout out covers. I like it.
Silva and Signatori bring the pages to life. I feel strongly that if you back this campaign, you won't be disappointed. Thank you for taking a look at my book Tragedy, and I hope you enjoy the experience.
By the way, there are metahumans in this. There's magic and mysticism. I actually go back to the first emperor of China in some of these book stories. It sounds like it's crazy, but it really all works. It's not just this linear mafia book.
Yeah,
Who's the one that did the title?
That was
the logo is Robert Powers and his wife Maura.
Yes,
they
gorgeous.
did an amazing job. He did
I
the
remember
font.
you posting that initially.
Yeah, he did the font style, and Maura did the 3D logo. And then she put all this together for me, these graphics. And then Russ Cassidy did a lot on this page with the text.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Maura did a lot of the graphics. And the two of them did a beautiful job.
Yeah, I mean, this is almost textbook. Like, how do you want to do a campaign? Like, this is easy to read. It's really clean. It looks professional. It looks like something you'd want to back because it's already being presented so professionally.
By the way, could you scroll up a second, Gerald? Sorry to interrupt you, Joe.
No, you're good, brother.
Right there, backer milestones. Go down a little bit. Backer milestones. Gerald.
Go down.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, wait. No, go
up to backer milestones.
Right there. Stop right there.
Okay, here we go.
Oh my Lord. Sign language. So we right now cross promoting with Robert Powers' Pinguino's Revenge, which is live right now. Robert's an awesome dude. His wife is an awesome person. You get the Pinguino side of the print, and if you go to his and back, you get the tragedy side of the print, and you can put them together. So, Steph, you know what? I had a joke. I'm going to leave that be.
There's the F word in there, and I think Phil's going to leave it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna move on because you know what? You know how I said laser focus. There's always those miserable people that hate success, and they try to bring you down because they're just jealous and they live in their misery. They see that couple in love on a park bench and they hate them for it because they don't have it. It's just
this is our park bench moment, Phil.
Yeah,
they're hating our park bench.
Petty people go feed the pigeons stuff. So. There's art here. Oh, that's my wife's print, by the way. The one with the dragon in the background. Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter Palmiotti inked it, and Mauro Zapata colored and did the background snake. Actually, we've opened up a ton of stuff. You got like 9 free prints.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Just phenomenal. I just couldn't. Aside from like the premise of the book and just the art in itself inside the book, but as we're going to go through here, we have the team here.
Look at that handsome face.
I think Steph will.
Yeah, Ricardo's looking pretty good.
Yeah. Steph's
Ricardo.
throwing darts at it right now. He printed up the page just to throw darts at it.
But we see the team here that did the main the interiors of the book, and I just wanted to get to like. We talked about Robert, we talked about Mara, but just going into this, we're seeing the pages right here. Joe mentioned it. I'm gonna reiterate it. This is top tier. This is like stuff that you would expect out of the big mainstream comic books, and you're getting this as an indie title.
Some of this, the images kind of remind me of the layout and the coloring that you would get from like Invincible, where it's clean. It's a little bit, it's got a look that's not realistic, but it translates so well to the page and how you can you convert that imagery to a story. It's
like a 90s comic. Nice. I love 80s and 90s comics the best. That was like the eras I thought really represent comics well.
Yeah.
70s too, actually, but. I wanted to go back a little because I don't think comics are written well anymore. I don't. I mean, there's some great indie books, but in the mainstream, they're not really that good anymore.
Right.
And I don't. You go big or you go home. If you want to do it half, then you're gonna get half. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad that you feel that way. And you know what? I'm looking at this artwork too. You're right. I think that's why it resonates with so many people. Is it harkens back to like an era that we all. I mean, I'm a child of the '80s, so I look at this and it does resonate with me, and I really am drawn to it. Just phenomenal talent, and I think you like I said, you assembled the Avengers, to get this book produced. And
by the way, I get all the credit for the great Kickstarter, but first of all, it's the people that made the book look good because you don't even know how well I write, and it's all the people that pledged. It's all the people that look. Everybody works a job they hate. Most people do. They make maybe they're not making more than $15 an hour, and you're buying a $20 cover. That's an hour and a half of your work just to buy my book. How can I not appreciate that? How can I not be grateful for that? I mean, are you kidding me? I don't care if it's a $5 donation or the $6 PDF. That could be half an hour's work for somebody. Thank you. I don't deserve any credit, really.
Yeah. Well, I guess when people see something that's genuine and it's sincere, everybody just rallies behind it. Everybody from your team to the 180 plus backers that you have right now. There's something really true and sincere about this, and it's real. And now it's going to become a reality because in a few days, I'm going to say it, we're going to get the 10K, right? We're going to get the 10K.
I hope so.
We're going to see this happen. Well, it's going to happen regardless.
Well, I want to add something real quick. If you want to help Phil out, also help his battle out, I was able to do Phil's book as well as the Tales from Neurosville. I got 5 books from there for about $20.
Nice.
And I just pulled your book. So for less than, $40 and some change, I got 6 books altogether. So it's definitely worth checking out both books. But Tragedy is well on its way. It's just, man, it's good to be in the indie scene. I still got to mail some stuff out, so I got to watch my wallet. But it's tough for everybody. Find a way to support as you can. Share. You can share these campaigns if you can't afford to pay for them. Also, when you get these books out, Phil, and it's not the campaign anymore, what's your plan for having some of your fans that don't have the money now to be able to support? What do you think you're going to be able to do for them?
Well, for one thing, I'm going to set up some online system to buy. I'll be at conventions. I'll be in all the local comic shops in the tri-state area. I'm going to be doing store signings with Larry Stroman, Sean Chen, some of the guys I know. I might be working with Clan McDonald, doing something. We'll see. We're in talks. So there'll be outlets to get the books and the variants.
Okay.
I don't mean this to sound like a marketing push, but this is the truth. If you're a collector to read and all you want is a PDF, I'm grateful. Go ahead, get the $6 PDF. But if you're an investor, you'll never find a Will Spatasio or an Ian Churchill cover on an indie book. You don't even see variants on DC and Marvel or Sean Chen or Larry Stroman. These are books that they all come with a PDF. So if you buy those big books, those big name books, you don't even have to touch them. You can go get them slabbed at a 9.9, read the PDF. And it's an investment, not because Tragedy is big, but because Will Spatasio is founder of Image Comics, for crying out loud, and Bishop from X-Men and Wetworks. I mean, you'll have an extremely rare Will Spatasio book, period. That alone has value because of his name, not because of mine.
Yeah, I mean, a week after I get mine in the mail, you'll be able to find it on eBay. So don't worry, there will always be a code.
And look, if you did that and you made money on it, good for you. I'm happy for you. I don't care what you do with it.
I'm a boomer, man. I'm too old. I don't even know how to work eBay or I don't know how to flip anything.
Cover. Yeah, I mean, seriously. By the way, could you just go up to the Ian Churchill cover for a minute, because I need to just say, first of all the covers are magnificent.
The story behind this,
yeah, Ian Churchill. Hey, William, what's going on? Ian Churchill.
God damn it, Phil.
Ian Churchill has drawn X-Men and the Cable Run in the 90s and Supergirl and Outsiders and Teen Titans, and he's got his own book, Marine Man, with Image. And the guy is he's a big name in the industry and one of my favorite artists of all time. And he took so much care in getting this right for me, like what I wanted on the cover, researching, asking me questions. And then after we discussed what it would be, he notched it up tenfold and gave me this cover. I mean, that's incredible. Look at that.
It is amazing. Philip shared this with me. I think I want to say it was right before, maybe an hour or a couple hours before you debuted it. And
I think you were just excited. I think you shared it to me too. We were just like,
I don't know what it was, but maybe I want to feel special that he shared it with me first. But I was like,
it wasn't a lot, I'm sure.
I was looking at it in like the detail. I mean, look at the frame around that mirror.
Yeah, I mean, you think about some of the best covers you've seen in comics history.
Yeah,
and this is immediately like
iconic
on there.
It's insane. I know, and to have the original piece, I'm just so grateful.
And that mask, I mean, not to beat up your character design. It's tough whenever you've got a mask on to be able to show emotion, specifically when you've already got an emotion sort of set on a mask. The way that he angled that, the way that he shaded it, it was so elegant and so dramatic and fit the scene. It didn't feel like a forced element. More power to him, because that mask is no joke. Like you really got to wrap your brain around that mask. And I mean, it's just the entire piece. You could just look at this thing for an hour and still be seeing new elements to it.
I agree.
Coloring, digital layout, story, everything is just, it's incredible. but Steph is still better. Steph's great. Steph's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of look at it like, you have David Finch, and then you have a 3-year-old. I mean, so you got Ian Churchill,
it's like
and then you got Steph.
David Finch and everyone else.
Well, it's the comparison of Churchill to Steph,
Yeah,
David Finch,
of course.
3-year-old. But yeah, it's just amazing. And then Wills did a great job. That typical '90s background, just boom.
Yeah, and then completing like this, we got Jim O'Reilly, who's also
Yes,
I love. Yeah, Jim.
Yeah, I'm a big.
I
fan
mean,
of
I'm just a big fan of Jim. He's just a beast in the.
Agreed.
Yeah, he's everything he does is dynamic, and he's getting better. Like, it's incredible. Like, he's good, and then he's great, and every single piece he comes out with is slightly better than the last one. It's really amazing work.
At the risk of being a pain in the rear end, Gerald, after this Mike Mez Phillips, which this is the contest winner, can you zip up to cover, I think it's F, because Jim O'Reilly and Chris Madd, to me, are the most underrated independent cover guys in the industry.
Chris Madd is amazing.
Yeah, that cover is awesome too. Ace Campanawado.
Let me know when.
Keep that one.
Yeah, this was nice.
This. First of all, Chris had no back reference. He made all that up, and it's on the Breath of the Dragon, and it's just unbelievable. And his daughter Shauna, she colored it. Look at the detail on the gauntlets. Look at the detail on the hilt of the sword. I mean, this is one of my favorite covers on the book, to be honest. I love them all. But Chris Madd I saw this and I was like, holy cow. I mean, composition, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say him and Jim O'Reilly, to me, are two of the most underrated indie artists out there. And I don't know why they're not on 50 books. And meanwhile, people are getting this freaking hack Steph on there. But I mean, jeez. Just for everybody who's watching, I actually have a great deal of respect for Steph. I love Steph. He's a great guy. I'm so happy he's a part of Tragedy. He's a great businessman. He's a great human being with a great heart. Carrie Ann is awesome, too. I love them. It's all in fun that we jest for people don't know. Because I do get messages. People go, man, you really hate that Steph guy. No, I do not. Honestly, I joke with Steph, but I'm allowed to pick on him. You pick on him.
We got that on tape. We got that on tape now, Steph.
This is the math equation, he says.
God damn it.
Yeah,
that's Tony Robertson.
It's so many great. I know here we have Steph again.
There's the toilet paper cover.
Yeah, just so many. Yeah,
I want to see the one he sent you in jest. Do we have that copy?
No, I don't, but he does. That's the Chris Graves cover. I now rep Chris Graves. He is another guy you got to keep an eye on. And Russ Cassidy, who helped me with the page big time, did the colors. That is just a gorgeous, gorgeous cover.
Now, this came in late, right?
Yes, mid-campaign, because, it dies down in the middle, so you want to offer new stuff. And I decided to make the Virgin cover of the black and white from Chris Graves because it was just so powerful to me. Just so damn good. And then Chance Wolfe, who inked Todd McFarlane and Spawn, he's a really great guy. He just sent the next cover to me and said, use it. And I'm like, what? He just sent this to me.
Which one? This one?
Yes. Yeah. It's just freaking insane.
I got so mad because my first plan for a cover was something like that with a broken mask.
Oh yeah, let's go, Rick.
It's true. It's true. Rick speaks the truth.
See, Philip knows, so don't just mock me. I had almost the same idea with a broken mask. I didn't say I had the exact same idea.
No, I wasn't laughing at you. I saw the text from Steph, and it just threw me off. Sorry, I was listening.
Yeah, I felt bad for Rick when he was like, "Damn it."
Yeah, and that's the thing, is looking for different ways to make it fresh, for sure.
Yeah.
But everybody's like, how come you have so many covers? I hope this doesn't sound like a backhanded statement, because people kept throwing free covers at me, and I fight with them to take money, and they're like, no. So some people I finally got to take money, and some people I'm comping tables at my shows when they come to New York or other stuff. But they just kept wanting to be a part of Tragedy, and I just couldn't believe it. It was like this groundswell of people that believe in the project. They think it's going to go somewhere. Like you said before, you see Netflix. everybody who reads the script says it feels like the Daredevil Netflix show with its intensity and choreography. Because I'm pretty good with the choreography of the fights written in there. You know, those are testimonials to how good the scripts are. So I'm just grateful. And there's some sketch tears here. Oh, Sweet Tooth, yeah. Ow, Raj, what's up? Norm Ratman and Larry Stroman said I look like the kid from Sweet Tooth.
Yeah, I saw that post, and I have to say, you do.
If you saw a picture of me as a little kid, it really did. It freaked me out. But minus the horns. Those are $5 add-on prints of the original artwork for the covers from all the big guys. Sean Chen and Henry Martinez with Keith Williams and Ian Churchill and Will Spatasio and Eldelso Corona's inks over Ace Continuado and Larry Stroman. So I wanted to give them credit, those the inkers and the original covers. So you $5 add-ons, you can get those prints. And then, of course, there's the Virgin variant covers. Not that Steph knows anything about virginity with his covers, but so you have these that you can frame. Sorry, Joe. So you can frame them next to the prints if you want.
Yeah, there's so much here. Yeah.
Oh, important for everybody who pledges $100 or more. That doesn't include shipping. It has to be $100 of product. You will be entered in a contest to win a full 11x17 full body background penciled character of choice, no creator-owned IPs though, by Ricardo Silva, the artist of the book, for free, and shipping is on me. The only thing we ask is if you decide you want it inked, just throw $20 towards Ricardo for the extra inking that he has to do. That's all I would say. But we have a stretch goal tiers for $60 headshots. Now it's technically $54 because you get the $6 PDF of the book. And you get a 9x12 headshot or bust of choice pencil by Ricardo, Chris Graves, Henry Martinez, who drew Spirits of Vengeance and Blaze for Marvel, and Model Zapata, who has a cover on there. So you'll get the $6 PDF. You'll get the sketch thing. If you got 2 sketch tiers, that's $120. You get the PDF, and you're entered in the contest for the Ricardo art. If you just like art, and you don't even want to be a part of the comic.
That is such a value there.
That's great, man.
I mean,
we want to give back. I want to give back to everybody that, I mean, obviously only one winner, but I wanted to give something back and show my thanks to everyone. So it's all on me. I'll pay the shipping and I'll pay for the art. So
let's go ahead and refresh this bad boy because I know we can chat all day. I would just hang out with Phil all night and just kind of draw, and we can just hang out. But let's stay focused on the show. Can we refresh this page real quick? See where we're at.
Before I do that, I want to talk about this production plan. We'll refresh it because I think this is what I want everybody to
actually. Alfred, which that's not his real name, offered for everybody for every $50 somebody spends, he will do a celebrity drawing. I don't mention a lot because I feel really bad because that's a lot of drawings. I have 180 something backers, and the average backer is $50 something. So how's he going to draw like 200? Pieces? So that's why I don't say it, because I feel bad he's going to be stuck with all that. You know what I mean? That's a lot of work for free.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful to him for that.
Yeah. But
Alfred, I'm not on that list because I did not spend $50 or more. But I don't know. That seems like a lot of people, Phil. You may need to bring down your expectations.
You know what's the funny thing is, the highest selling tier basically is the regular book, the studio cover book. Mm-hmm. And someone said to me, "Doesn't that suck? You got all those variants." I go, "What are you kidding? It's the best." That means they want to read the book.
Yeah.
Most indie people don't even read the books. They invest in helping their friends or just buy covers to slab. These people want to read my book.
Yeah. That is the truth, in the sense that when I refresh it, we'll talk about those backers and how they, the backers. That's the true measure, I think, of you can be funded, you can be successfully funded, and I've seen plenty of campaigns that have really lofty funding goals, and they get there, but maybe they don't have as many backers, and that just goes to show you that, I hate to say it, sort of like if there's only it's a $10,000 project, but maybe there's only 40 backers, and then you wonder, scratch your head and go, how many of those people are their friends, their family, or something like that?
Right.
You have 180. I say this when I look at other pieces, unless Philip has 180 like family members.
I don't even have 3 friends that I can count on. So trust me when I tell you, these people are awesome.
Thank you, Philip. Thank you. You don't have 3 friends. Thank you.
Wow, he's sensitive today. Did somebody give him his warm milk?
Oh, no. Okay, let's get back on subject here.
Rick, I love you, Rick.
Okay, if you say so.
This production plan that we have here. This is what we talked about before, is that you will not have to wait months for the book. You know, as soon as this campaign is ready to go, I think Philip already mentioned that this coming week, if not like this coming week or the week after, he's going to have all the pages completed, and it's going to be colored. It's going to be ready to go to the printer, and 2 weeks to get the actual funds collected, and then 1 week to print. And then the next week, it goes out to anybody who bought physical copies. And that is amazing. There is no wait time here. You know, you're going to wait at the most a month, right? And it's gonna be in your hands.
Trust me when I tell you, barring any complications that I have no control over, like shipping or printing, this bad boy is going to be out as soon as possible. And I want to look at a September issue 2 Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try to do Indiegogo on demand throughout August.
Yeah. That says a lot, and that for me as a person who's been burned doing crowdfunding, not going to name any of those artists or.
All right, I'm gonna call timeout on the show because I'm the big boy on the block. I can say whatever I want. I can't get fired. Steph, if you're gonna keep talking so much smack, you're gonna have to jump on the show and talk about it in person. All right?
There you go.
If not, zip the lip and watch quietly in the background. But you are more than welcome to jump on the show. We can add you. We could shoot you a link to the show. You'll jump in. We'll see. I'd love to see that image that you sent him earlier. All right. So let's see what's up.
This is
Steph got scolded. Na 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 na.
Okay, so Steph, you got a few more moments to respond because we're gonna try and wrap the show. And per the boss's request, I refreshed it. We had, I think Phil said we were at 177 when we started.
Something like that.
You know, we got 3 days to go. We got a few extra backers tonight, and like I said, I would love in 3 days that this number right here is over 10. You know, I'd like it to be 10K or plus. So that would be nice. That would be a beautiful thing. And you know, Phil has mentioned also is that he mentioned the Indiegogo doing I think doing an Indiegogo, you can sort of in demand, right? And I think
on demand,
yes. And I think I need to talk to Phil a little bit about that because I still owe him inked versions of the art that he told me.
Listen, yeah, whatever. Gerald, long story short, I know you want to go, and thank you for adding this show for me. We did the cover contest. Mike Mess Phillip won, but Gerald had a phenomenal job. So did Joe. I didn't want the art to be for nothing. So obviously I want to talk to Joe, and Gerald I've talked to, and he's going to be a cover. I thought about making him a variant cover for the Indiegogo to spice up something different. That's if he gets his butt off the chair and actually inks the damn thing, because I still have to get it colored. Anyway, so keep an eye out for that. And again, I want to talk to Joe because he did a phenomenal piece as well. Really great artists, you guys, all 3 of you. I'm really grateful that you added the show and put me on. I know you had one earlier that went a long time. I was on watching, and I know you're tired, and you guys got family, and Rick is thinking of ways to kill us all. But I just want to say I appreciate.
And Rick is awake now.
I'm working over here.
Oh yeah, and that means a lot, Phil. I have, in the time that I've known you, you are definitely. I mean, I'm blessed to have met you, and you've given me so much advice. And when I felt like, like you said, we all have day jobs, we all have challenges, and it's always nice when you can find somebody that can really talk to you and understand what you're going through and lift you up. And I look at this thing and this creation, yes, it is written by Philip, but he's lifting up everybody who's participated with it, who's in earshot of hearing about this this campaign, and that earshot goes around the world. I mean, there's so many people now that are fans of Philip's creation here, and the artists that are contributing to it. It is just a phenomenon. I really can't. I mean, I can't say highly. I mean, I can't even put it into words. It's just an amazing thing to me to know that in February, this is when it was conceived, and here we are at the middle of June, and it's going to be a reality. You know, I know that it's got to be a something really near and dear to you when you got funded, and then the goal was 5,000, and here we are at 8,571, and it's still 3 more days to go. I mean, that is just amazing. When people can fan art your creation, that's amazing. When we get 181 backers, that's amazing. And we have Steph here, who's not saying it's amazing. He's saying Phillip supports everyone all the time. He's a great. Oh, he said something nice about you, Phillip. So
he got scared of the threat, but yo.
I think we're gonna have to get Steph on the show here eventually, so he can say things.
Well, he has a link to the show. He can jump on whenever he wants. I sent him a link. So
okay, you got
it, Steph. Put your big boy pants on.
Yeah, I got a few more minutes. So as we wrap this, I want to steal another thing from the Let It Out show. This is where we're going to go into the Oscar speech. I think this is really Oscar worthy in the sense that this is award winning in my book. This book is gonna make people's heads turn. It's gonna make people want to I mean, you were talking about people wanting to invest in buying that cover and getting it slabbed. Yeah, I think that there's going to be there, but there's also.
How do you read your comics?
Well, it's also an example of before Phil starts going into his Oscar speech, but like it's also a great example of just like I said before. You guys this is an example of the community coming together and realizing they trust the creator. Bottom line, full stop. That's how you turn something like this around so fast, and you have as much backing as you get. Is it's not just the community, it's the creators community. And more stuff like this needs to get out, and then reward people that are building those good relationships and are working their butt off at the same time.
Yeah,
you know, you're getting too many people that looking for more drama than they are for production, and it just doesn't end well for anybody. So yeah, hats off to you, man. Like this is really great stuff, and I'm more than willing to back it, support it when I have money. So sorry it took so long, but no, I love this this whole deal, man. So
yeah,
good stuff.
Let's keep the drama in the book, right?
Keep the drama in the book. I think that should be a saying.
Yeah. All right. So Phillip, the mic is in your hand. Give us your Oscar speech, your final thoughts, whatever you want to share.
Well, first of all, seriously, thanks to the three of you for wanting to add the show for me and put this on and help me out at the last minute. I really, really appreciate it. Also, you guys have been really cool behind the scenes. You know, people don't always see the DMs and the conversations and stuff like that. Just wanting to draw for tragedy, encouragement. You know, you do your share of encouragement, guys, too, and thank you. And what you do for the community with Comics Cast and Let It Out and everything is huge. So kudos to you guys. As far as tragedy, I mean, you read it, Gerald. The ending is surprising. I think the ending makes you go, oh, crap, and you want to know what happens next. I think I really did that well. I hope so.
You did.
I as confident as I appear, my whole life, I never was satisfied with anything I did. It was just never good enough, and that was part of my incessant drive. I reread this script every once in a while in hopes that I find something faltered that I can attack on it and make it better. And I actually like what I wrote. It's the one thing in my life, not my kids and my wife related, of course, because they're the best things I ever did, but it helped contribute to. But it's the one thing in my life that I think I did friggin' right. And I don't think you'll be disappointed. As aesthetically beautiful as this book is, I promise you, it has content. It has quality. No boring exposition. It keeps you interested. I think you can relate to the characters. It has the villains that you love to hate and the villains that you hate to love. It has a shocking ending that will make you go, where the hell is he going with this? And I really think I crafted a good tale that it isn't just about tragedy. Breath of the Dragon is a character in this as well, and it delves into him as well. And I just think it's layered because we're all layered. The best villains and the best characters are the ones that aren't, there's gray area or they're fighting that gray area, And I just think you can relate to this. And I just, to every single person that has backed it or wants to back it or a message or a share or lets me on their show, the reason why I'm going to get to hold this book in my hands is because you all decided that you trusted me. You invested in me, and that means a lot. A lot. So I promise you I'm not going to let you down. You invested in me, and I'm going to invest in you back, and I'm grateful. So thank you.
That is the best Oscar speech I've ever heard. I think that's so...
Didn't you say that this afternoon? Stop it.
I think it's sincere.
He says that every show.
That is the best one yet.
Yeah. Yes.
Everybody talks.
I will say this. You should not be proud of your voiceover technique. We're going to need to take you to school. We're going to sit down. I will work with you.
It was boring, right? It was like
it's just a little bit. I could tell you were reading. Well, I've worked with a lot of people over 15 years about how to read script. So, well, I'll get, we got a lot of campaigns to go, and I'll school you up a little bit. But other than that, very nice. Very nice.
Listen, you scolded Steph, so we're good. You whatever you want to do, brother.
Yeah, and I know that Rick really wants to say some things too, because I know that he had some stuff cooking, and I think that we're gonna have to share that at a later date. But Rick, I know that you want to say some stuff to Phillip too.
Well, no, I mean, I've just enjoyed sitting here and listening on because I don't know you that well yet. I mean, I've heard about you like the fabled and mythical Phillip for the first few months, and I'm like, who the hell is this guy? And then I started to talk to you, and I was like, is that it? No, no. I was like, okay. Well, there's something behind all the high praises I hear from both Gerald and Joe. They've spoken highly of you ever since I got to know them. Really,
is that why they sent me their PayPals?
Probably.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Triple digits.
but what I like most and what I respect the most from you is your approach and the focus on why you do it. As a father, I can only respect that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So Rick, do you want to, Gerald, go ahead and close up the show, and then we'll go ahead and do the graphics out, and then that'll be that. Hey, follow us on freaking YouTube. We're not even at 300 yet. I want to get to 1,000. I want Gerald and I want Rick to get paid, and I'm not paying them out of pocket right now because I got to invest in other things. So help us out, build our channels up, help us help you, so that Gerald can pay for some ramen noodles with his Comics Cast work. All right, guys. So and all it takes is just. Now he needs a new bezel. That's all from Let It Out. That's Let It Out work.
Exactly. So yes,
I owe you guys that. I owe you guys better content, and help us out, share our stuff, and follow us on those pages. All right, guys. Back Phillip. Tragedy. It's awesome. All right, guys.
Yeah. So final word. Support Tragedy.
Oh, damn, I was trying to time that out with Rick. Gerald did not.
I was ready. You know what? Bye. Have a good day.